Alright, check and talk for the day, 24 March 2023. It's coming up close to 7:30 in the morning. Looking at part of the 125 acres I own up there. It goes about a mile around to the right there, boys. Where you looking at in that camera there? I talked to a YouTube poster last night. Said he's got some people wanting to know more about aluminum with that JS2. Well, I'm going to do a little talking here about this. I've done quite a few videos, okay, but I can give a pretty good summary here in just a few minutes. You have to use the notch function on that machine to get the most out of it in an aluminum side, small can slaw, okay? Now, I'm going to caution some people here about using that machine. Like, for example, you can run your notch to, let's say you wanted to get rid of zinc and pennies. You want to run a notch of 86, 87. You want to go out and you want to hunt for silver and copper coins. You can do that. Will you possibly find all the silver and copper by doing that? No. What am I talking about? Just last week I was in an old site doing a few tests with the old JS2, and you know what? I get this signal that was predominantly 83, running an 80 notch. I was running an 80 notch. And I did it for good reason. So I get this 83 reading signal. One sweep it went to 84. Dug the target, weed head scent. Well, the weed head scent air test reads what? 89, 88. Okay. So what you can do with that machine, okay, here's something that's nice to do with this machine. Now, it's not, I can't say that it's, 100% foolproof. But if you, let's say you're using the fast program or the general program, and let's say you're even running a notch like I did at 80. Now you could run a lower notch like 78 or 77. You pick your own notch. But let's say you're running an 80 notch and you come over an 82 or 3 read signal. Running the fast program with that notch. Well, if you'll go to the deep high conductor program with no notch, and you check that target. If you sweep that target and you're seeing basically the same ID you've seen in fast, you know what that means? That means there's no lower conductive masking going on. But if that target reads higher, or let's say you're hearing a mixed ID, it's like it's not a clean hit. Okay, now you could run the notch up to 80 on the deep high conductor as well and check that target. And you can have your machine set up, save you some time doing this. But if you see a higher ID, if it's up 2 or 3 or 4 points or 5 points, that would suggest lower conductive masking. That would also suggest that target, when you dig it and you air test it, has a pretty high chance of reading even higher than what you got in deep high conductor. Especially if you checked it running equivalent notch as you found it with the fast program. Now you get used to navigating that JS2. This stuff is pretty easy, okay? And there's actually, there shouldn't be a lot of targets and a lot of sites reading over 80. Oh yeah, you'll have the twist caps. Okay. And there's some other stuff, but if it's a site that's probably already been hunted, a lot of that stuff may have already been dug by other detectors even, okay? But if you take a single frequency machine running 14 or 15 kilohertz, see, you can't do what I'm saying here. And oh, by the way, you can't take an E-Track or a CTX and do what I'm suggesting here either. Okay? Meaning, a CTX, man, hits that target and it reads 1235. That's all he can do. All he can do with that target is get that. He can't cycle to a different program to see if the ID goes up like you can with that Deus 2. So you get more intel on a target versus a CTX or an E-track runner. Well, anyway, that's the detector talk of the day. I hope folks enjoyed.